Hello everyone and welcome to some Arms Warrior PvP. I got some pretty decent footage in this game here for you guys today. As I said, rockin' Arms Warrior. Uh, you know, I prefer Prot, but Arms Warrior is basically where I was born and raised, so not going to abandon it just that easily. Still sticking with it, still having some fun with it. Slowly but surely, as I level up, Arms Warrior is becoming a little bit better and better. Currently, I am level 66 during this BG, so unfortunately, I'm one of the lower level, I guess, peons, if you would say, for the BGs, the way they have them set up for the the 4 levels for each. So I'm a little bit of a lower level peon, but no holds barred, no holding back, don't care, just doing what I'm doing. And yeah, so in this BG we go stables, lumber mill, and then basically assault the farm is what we try to do. And as you see there on my Arms Warrior, I switched it from like I said, I had a Blade Storm, as you saw right there. I am using Dragon's Roar now because, don't get me wrong, Blade Storm is pretty good, but at the same time, like, for the damage, for the amount of time Blade Storm is up compared to Dragon's Roar being an instant that normally deals about 2,000 damage or so, at least right now, unless I crit and stuff. Dragon's Roar being an instant, the time that you have for Blade Storm and the same amount of time if you use Dragon's Roar, I feel like you do more damage using Dragon's Roar. First off, Dragon's Roar is an instant, so you can just use it while you're using all of your other abilities. It's not going to affect you at all. But while Blade Storm is a second cast, or well, I mean it's more than a second, but it's a timed ability. So in the time it takes you to do Blade Storm and sit there in a Blade Storm and deal damage to those around you, you can use Dragon's Roar and do damage to everybody around you in an instant, and which kind of increases your chances of not getting blown up. I know you can cancel Blade Storm, but I mean, why would you use an ability if you have to cancel it anyway? So I just went ahead and I went with Dragon's Roar. And here we lay down claim to the farm, so that way I believe we have 3 bases right now. And yeah, we're holding out the farm. The farm is normally one of the harder places to hold on this map, probably between farm and blacksmith, or basically the opposing side graveyard and the blacksmith. So if you're Alliance, that would be the farm and the blacksmith, and Horde would be stables and blacksmith, because the blacksmith is kind of the key point in this BG most of the time. So everybody seems to always be fighting there. It always seems to be the thing that people battle for control with. So that's why blacksmith is normally very, very important in this BG. I mean, most of the time you'll have majority of both teams fighting on blacksmith to try to lay claim to the blacksmith. And the reason why the opposing spawn point is very hard to keep normally is because of it's the opposing spawn point. I mean, they're going to spawn back in that spot every now and then. So, especially if they don't feel like the spawn is fit for other locations. And sometimes if they have like one location, like if the enemy has mines and you have farm, they'll keep spawning at mines. But I've had multiple times where my team has had more than just like another position, and the enemy team has captured stables. Well, I'll keep spawning at stables over and over and over, and it's pretty annoying because normally they try to reinforce that base the most because they know that they're seeing people spawn there. So it's unfortunate because a lot of times you can get spawn killed that way, because a lot of your teammates aren't really trying to fight for stables. A lot of people try to like branch off and go around to one of the other bases. So it is very unfortunate, but oh well. We hold off the farm pretty well in this BG. Between the farm, we kind of bounce back and forth between the farm and the blacksmith. We want to make sure that we always have at least 3 bases, and one of the ones that we try to make sure that we have is lumber mill is one of the ones that we may try to make sure we have throughout this BG. Basically, you can do either one, either lumber mill or mines. It doesn't matter. We chose to go lumber mill. Me personally, I like lumber mill better than mines because if you're sitting there holding mines, you can't really see to call out incomings to other bases, whereas lumber mill, you're high enough up so you can see the entire map. So you can call out incomings for your partners at certain bases before they can even see them coming, perhaps. So yeah, in my opinion, lumber mill is definitely the better choice between lumber mill and mines. So yeah, here comes this DK laying down his anti-magic ring and using his blood boil, and yeah, we're just gonna proceed to make sure he does not get anywhere near capping this flag, and that's what we're gonna do. Big stress point fighting during these BGs, even if for whatever reason you're outnumbered. That was a Dragon's War 22.4K, so that was nice. But the main thing that needs to be you need to make sure of during this particular BG is you want to always fight on the flag. And those of you watching this probably are like, well, duh. Of course you want to fight on the flag because that's the whole point. It does no good if you're fighting in roads and stuff. Well, you'd be surprised as to the amount of people that go, I'm going to sit on this road here, I'm going to fight over here when it's doing absolutely nothing for my team while they're over here capping something. There's actually quite a bit of people who actually do that. So, yeah. And it's extremely, extremely annoying when people are sitting there fighting on roads. Like right now, I'm the only one at blacksmith, and I'm like, oh great, because it's one of those important positions. If you have it, you want to make sure you keep it. And I'm the only one here. I'd be a little bit more confident in me being the only one here if maybe I was running a prot warrior instead of an arms, because of the survivability that I always say about in arms or prot. And but you know what? I gotta make do. I gotta make do with what I got. I don't have an option. There's another. He death grips me into a Dragon's Roar, which cripples this poor DK. Because I mean, first off, you're not gonna avoid Dragon's Roar, especially not if you're death gripping me towards you. And second off, I mean, it does good damage, and like I said, it's an instant cast, so you can just go right on ahead and start casting or using your other abilities because it takes absolutely no time to use. So Dragon's Roar, I mean, it's hitting pretty hard. I mean, single target, it's probably doing maybe about the same, maybe a little bit less than Bladestorm, depending on how lucky you are with your Bladestorm crits. Me, I am not very lucky, and I also use Recklessness when I use Bladestorm, and I'm still not very lucky, which is probably why another reason why I'm using Dragon's Roar, because I mean, I like Bladestorm. I love the numbers coming up, just bam, 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 bam. But my numbers are never like big crit numbers. They're always just a standard amount, and it's extremely annoying. So yeah, it's kind of another reason why I flipped to Dragon's Roar, was because I wasn't really having any luck with Bladestorm, to be honest. And here I think was my first death, I want to say. My first down, which is kind of unfortunate, but like I go down, I fall to the feet of my enemies, I should say, here a couple times at the blacksmith, because they start hitting the blacksmith extremely, extremely hard. And unfortunately for me, it takes a little while for a good amount of reinforcements to get here. Like as you see, the reinforcements are just now getting here. Like that tree form druid just got there, a little bit too late to save me, unfortunately. But yeah, we're doing a bunch of callouts. This is another one of those just random battleground with a bunch of randoms. So yeah, I fall to the feet of my enemies here a couple of times, just trying to make sure I defend the blacksmith as much as I possibly can. That was a Dragon's Roar. But like as you see, I mean, it does decent damage, but I mean, when I crit like my normal attacks, it does more than the Dragon's Roar on them anyway. I kind of use it because it stuns, so if I see somebody like kind of low health and they go to heal themselves, I can use Dragon's Roar to interrupt their cast, and also maybe finish them off. If not finish them off, do some damage, and I can finish them off with another ability, which would be very, very nice. There was a level, I think there's a level 69, I want to say he was a druid in this BG on the enemy team. He was a Tauren, and he was extremely, extremely annoying because he had because druids have like insta-cast like heals where they don't have to actually sit there and cast a heal. And it's very annoying because you can't interrupt it as a warrior. I mean, like as a warrior, I have charge, I have pummel, I have fear, I have like Dragon's Roar or Shockwave if I wanted to run it. But I mean, insta heals you can't. There's no way. You're not. I mean, you can't interrupt an insta heal. So I mean, you can prevent them from using an insta heal if you can like CC them like. Well, warrior basically, all you have is a fear and that a fear or shockwave stun at that point. Whereas like other classes have, you know, the cyclone, you have fears, you have a whole bunch of stuff like that. And I think this was that obnoxious druid, with his insta heals, very, very annoying. Did not like him at all. Because, like, normally if I'm going 1v1 against a healer, the second I see their cast bar come up for a heal, I'll just interrupt it. Sometimes what I like to do is let their heal bar or the cast bar fill up quite a bit, just to make sure that they're not going to, like, I guess what is considered as, like, a pump fake a heal, where they act like they're going to heal something, they'll cancel it and start casting something else, so that way you pummel whatever that something else is, because you're like, oh, a heal, I need to pummel, and by that time, they'll like, stop it. They'll stop the heal, and then you'll use pummel. Even if they don't try to cast an ability, you'll use pummel, and it's unfortunate because then you have to wait for your pummel to come back up, and normally by that time, you know, they have gotten heals off. So that's one of the things I like to do is like to wait a little while, like wait till it's maybe a little bit over halfway, almost 3/4 of the way, to go ahead and hit the pummel off. You don't want to wait too long, because something I've noticed, if you wait too long, if you like wait till right at the edge of when their cast bar is about to be full, even though you use pummel, there might be a slight delay in the game or your internet connection, whatever the case may be, and sometimes they might get off the heal anyway, and then you're stuck without a pummel, so it kind of sucks. So that's why normally I like to wait until normally between half and 3/4 bar in order to interrupt heals. Another big thing that is very important in BGs like this is you want to focus the healer. Like, it does you no good to sit here and smack on damage dealers at a base if nobody's hitting the healer, because all the healer's going to do is sit there and free cast and heal up everybody. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here. I hit I'm focusing the healer, trying to take him down so he needs to focus on healing himself instead of his teammates. I'm putting, I'm interrupting, I am fearing, I'm doing basically whatever I can to make sure the healer is CC'd enough to where we can take out some of the other players, which would make life a little bit easier for us in this BG. But as you see, most of my unfortunate deaths are just defending the blacksmith as much as I can, and they like focus the blacksmith so hard, it's ridiculous. Like, I'm assuming they tried to go other places and it just didn't work. And I was sitting blacksmith, and they just go, okay, well, we're just gonna all out Zerg the blacksmith, and that's what they proceed to try to do. And so yeah, so I'm gonna take right here. I left the blacksmith for a second because we have a team member over here at the farm, and he said that he saw an enemy cloak over by him, so I wanted to just make sure that we didn't lose the farm. And then I sit here for a little bit, and once I feel that the farm should be okay, I go ahead and I believe return to the blacksmith to give some reinforcements to my team, because, well, for starters, I believe we do have, like I said, we have healers in this BG. Unfortunately, if you get into a BG and you see that you don't have a healer on your team and the enemy team does, it's pretty much GG at that point, because heals are so important in BGs. or anything for that matter, that if you don't have one, odds of you winning are extremely, extremely slim. Because, I mean, you have no way to get healed, no way to basically stick in one area for very long, because BGs, you have a better chance of just getting wiped off the face of the planet if you don't have a healer. Because, I mean, like, if you have healers like those of us that were just at the blacksmith, I mean, we had healers there, so a lot of us were able to stay at the blacksmith and not die, which kept the pressure on. If you don't have a healer, as you die, respawn, have to run back, it's easing up the pressure on those that are at the blacksmith. So eventually, what just happened to the horde will happen, and you'll just eventually fall off the base. Because, I mean, when you go to respawn and you have, a 20 to 30 second respawn, which is extremely, extremely annoying, that gives 20 to 30 seconds for the enemy team to continue wiping your team and hopefully clean up and go to the next thing. And right here I see on my screen that there's a lot of people going lumber mill. And so I go to the map, and we have, like, I think 2 or 3 people at the lumber mill, and that is it. So I'm going to go to the lumber mill, try to fight on the flag. Even if you go, oh man, they have like 4 people going to this base, we only have 2, we're screwed, I'm not going to go to that base because I don't want to die. No, get your hind in over to that base and just fight flag. Just AoE the flag, fear, CC, like right there, bam. There's dragons roared like 4 people. But, I mean, granted, yeah, you probably will die at that if it's 4v2 and your 2 does not have a healer. You probably will die, but you can keep that flag alive long enough to where other people can come in and help after you have done what you have done. And this guy's trying to get away, just trying, and I was like, well, where are you going to go? I'm like, you're running towards the cliff. Either you're going to turn around and come back at me, or you're going to jump off the cliff and die. I was like, I don't care. So right here I see all these 3s, a whole bunch of 3s that all died. And I believe this is that obnoxious freaking druid again, who is just annoying. I mean, he's just sitting here, like, just insta-heals himself. Like, as you'll see, his health will go up, like, bam, look, his health is bouncing like that, like crazy. Not casting a heal. He's the only person here. And I was like, good lord. So I was like, you know what? You guys can take him. And then I believe I switched to, oh no, we finish him off, and then we go on to this, I believe this lock over here. And I think this lock gets, he gets turned, and the person just controls him off the edge. So I thought that was kind of funny. And so I just kind of finished wailing at his little minion here. So I run down here, and I'm trying to get in the middle of this crowd so I can bust off a dragon's roar. I keep getting feared. Fly up there and BAM! So dragon's roar in a crowd is definitely very, very good. So that definitely helps in a crowd, because first off, you do stun, like I said, you stun everybody. You do good damage to everybody around you. So I mean, you can probably switch back and forth between Dragon's Roar and Bladestorm. But that's the end of the video, guys. Pretty decent BG, we win. Please comment, like the video, and subscribe for more content. This has been Sowers, guys. Stay tuned for more BGs, and peace out.